Hello everybody, my name's Steve, I'm the British Railroader and welcome to the Model Railway Room for another update on Brooklyn Park. This is the 21st video that I've done in this series, so it's kind of Brooklyn Park's 21st video birthday, so happy birthday to Brooklyn Park. The layout's barely a year old, but you know, it's YouTube, we count it by videos. Anyway, enough of my silliness. Before we take a quick look at what I've been up to, just one or two things. Obviously, the big thing was last week. I did 3 videos from the London Festival of Railway Modelling. I had a fantastic couple of days, met loads of people. Some of them recognised me from the channel. Others were people that I'd never met before. I've even picked up a couple of subscribers. So thanks to those who have subscribed as a result of talking to me at the show. I really didn't need to do 3 videos. I think the first video is completely superfluous, but for those that have seen it, thank you very much for watching. I think the other 2 videos were the ones that people wanted. The second video of those is the one that has probably done the best because it's the one with the most diverse layouts. It was the video on day 1 which really focused on the American layouts, but that's my interest. So that's kind of more my video and perhaps for, you know, those American modelers out there. The layouts were superb as ever. The American layouts that were there, my favourite was Port Washington Terminal. It kind of reminded me of the Brooklyn one from the year before. I love layouts that have the kind of, you know, the car floats and whatever. I would sincerely love to have one on my layout, but I just don't have the room for it. They are something that takes up quite a bit of space. But anyway, that was the show. As I said, it was great being there, and I will be going again next year. Maybe not for both days. I might just do the Sunday next year, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, enough of that. I think the next thing I just want to quickly talk about is stickers. So my Brooklyn Park stickers, as I mentioned in a previous video, I'm more than happy to send these out to people, but I'm doing it in sort of limited numbers. I'm very cognizant of the fact that a lot of my viewers are from overseas, and, you know, no disrespect, it costs, it costs a couple of quid each time to send one of these sort of like to America or Canada or Australia. So I'm going to give away 5 this month. And by this month, I'm talking about April. I know it's not April just yet, but, you know, I'm going to probably do the giveaway at the end of each month. So this is the March, April one. What I'm going to suggest is, if you look below, you will see my email address. To the first 5 people that send me emails with their name and address on them, I will send them a sticker. If you're not in the first 5, I'm really sorry. You'll have to try again next month. I've only got a limited amount of these now. I think I've got less than 20 because obviously people that have requested them previously and, you know, the ones that I've given out. So it's probably going to be over the next couple of months I give these away, and then I will look and see whether or not I get some more. I do like having them, actually. They're very nice. I've got one on my laptop. Speaking of stickers, I want to give a big shout out to, now let me just get this right. So Steve Goring. So Steve is, I think he's a friend on Facebook and a YouTube follower. He sent me this sticker here. This is to do with his Illinois Terminal Railroad Company. But Steve didn't just send me a sticker. I've got a business card, and he's got this wonderful trifold that he's created, which has got things like, it's got the route map on there, and, you know, schedules and all of that kind of thing. Steve, if you're watching this, and I really hope you are, I'm blown away by this. This is fantastic. Puts me to shame. I don't know if I would ever be able to do something like this, but thank you so much for sending it. And thank you to everybody else who sent me stickers. If you follow me on other types of social media like Facebook and Instagram, I tend to post pictures there as the stickers come in. But big thanks to anybody who's already sent me them. I am looking for some kind of board that I can put them on because I think they deserve their own space. Okay, so that's enough about stickers. And that's enough about the show. I think what we need to do is move over to the layout. I've got a couple of bits that I want to show you, including a little update on the Providence and Worcester locomotive I bought at the show. So let's get over there. Okay, doing things just a little bit differently. I'm going to be in shot so I can point out some of this stuff to you on this area. So again, those of you that follow me on other types of social media will have realised that I've been doing some work around this end. And I think probably the most important thing is along here at the background. So if I just use this arm because it doesn't get in the way, I've put these buildings in along here. And as you can see, I've tried to force the perspective a little bit so that they look smaller, because what I want to give the impression is that this building and this building are right by the gate line, and these buildings here and here are actually further away and sort of like across the street. And I think I've got the perspective right. Now, another thing that I've done is that I've actually glued this building over here in place, and I put this here, but I'm not sure if I like it. And it's a bit of a shame because it's glued, so it's going to be really difficult to remove. So I might have to do something about that. It kind of looks wrong from a perspective point of view. It kind of stands out like a bit of a sore thumb. So I think I might need to move that. So I'm going to move over here. We're going to move the camera just a little bit. Move that round. Now over here, this building here, I've done some work to this. Let me just move that out of the way. I've started to weather it. I've started to detail it. This is not going to stay on there. That was something I picked up in a second-hand job lot, so it would be, it's just kind of there for now, but I think I might use it in the scrapyard. But that's not quite finished. It needs lights. It needs quite a lot of things. Talking of lights, and I'm going to move us back around here, and I'm just going to switch on my bus, and you can see that the porter cabins here and this building over here, the lights have now been wired in. It's a little bit of shame with these porter cabin offices. I did try to make sure that when I painted them, that I did paint the inside so that you had a bit of a light barrier because it was made from white plastic, but I am getting some light glowing through the sides, which is a bit of a shame. But unfortunately, sometimes these things can't be helped. You might also notice that over here on the apron, we've got, a lot of weathering. I think I showed that last time. I still need to do loads of detailing over here, but it's starting to take shape. I'm quite pleased with it. And I think the main bit really now that I need to start thinking about is this middle section here, all along here. As you can see, I've got some buildings, the old buildings that I've got. Now, this one here, I've just started doing some weathering on it to make it, it was just like plain block colours, and I just want it to look a lot more realistic. So I've started working on that one. This one here needs a lot of work doing to it to get it kind of up to speed, but it's all doable, and I like using things that I've already got if possible. Looking along the back scene, we have obviously the water tower here. This is the back of a building which I've got the entire kit for. We've got the old interlocking tower. They may not stay there. They are just there at the time. As I said, with the water tower, you do see them in Brooklyn, but they tend to be part of bigger factories. What's more common in Brooklyn is, as we've got over here on the two buildings in the corner, the rooftop water towers. They're very, very New Yorky, but yeah, they're the more common ones. But as I said, I've got this one, and I might use it, I might not. I might save it for another layout. In fact, I could use the interlocking tower, etc., on another layout. Okay, so that's just the general update on the layout, and we're just going to go and have a look at my Providence and Worcester locomotive. Okay, the thing that I really wanted just to point out on this loco was that when I bought it, it said it was DCC fitted, which it was, But I noticed that things like the ditch lights weren't working, and I thought it might be a wiring problem. And so I took it apart and had a look inside, and what I found was it wasn't a wiring problem. It was the fact that the decoder that had been put in was a very, very basic 8-pin decoder that basically only had 2 functions on it. And those functions were the forward light and the reverse light. So what I've done is I found an old 21-pin decoder. Now, the great thing about the DCC boards that are in these locomotives, they will take both an 8-pin or a 21-pin. You just choose which one you want. So I put the 21-pin in. So we've got the headlights, as you can see there, that have come up. We've also got the number boards, which I was really pleased with. I wasn't expecting the number boards at all. And then I've got one ditch light and then the other ditch light. So what I know now is that each of the individual ditch lights and the number boards are on separate functions. So I'm going to get a sound decoder for this. And I'm probably just going to get a Soundtrax 21-pin Tsunami 2 with the GE sounds on. So I can literally just drop it in, put in a speaker. And then that means that I will be able to map everything so that the ditch lights will come on together. And also, because they're on separate functions, it means that I can make them flash when I blow the horn, which is, as far as I can tell, something that the Providence and Worcester does. If it doesn't, please leave a comment telling me, because then that makes my life a little bit easier, because whilst I can remap them to come on together, I then don't have to change the CVs to get them to flash with the grade crossing logic. But yeah, this is, I was really pleased when I was able to work this out. Now, as I said to you, there was just a tiny little bit of damage. I'm actually pointing at the wrong side. It was on the other side, but it was this step here had broken and was bent upwards, and it's bent down and it's straightened up and it's fitted in fine and didn't even need a touch up on the repaint. I was able to find a spare set of MU hoses. In fact, I had the exact right ones. I must have pinched them off of an old Atlas Loco years ago, or picked them up somewhere with some spares. The only other thing was on here, just on this side of the nose, there was just a little bit of problem with paintwork. But again, just some very careful touching up has managed to sort that out. And once it's weathered, it's not going to notice at all. The Loco is a lovely runner. I mean, this is with a fairly basic chip in it. But, she runs very, very, very sweetly. And and quietly as well. She's a very quiet runner. So the only other thing that I've done with her is I've done my usual and replaced the couplings. So it's got KD number 5 couplings with the little tail taken off, because I don't use the magnetic uncoupling. But there we go. That's my Providence and Worcester Loco. That was from Anorax Anonymous at the show. I think this one cost me £60, but at 60 quid, this was an absolute bargain. So if you're ever at a show, if you're into, and I'm not just saying American stuff, because Anorax Anonymous sell British outline, European outline, they, as well as American, they do HO and N-gauge. So they've got it all there. But if you're looking for a bargain and you're looking for stuff that's really good quality, go and see the guys at Anorax Anonymous. Again, this is not an advert. This is my opinion. I think that they're one of the best second-hand sellers out there. Okay, that's it for this week. Thanks everybody for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please click that subscribe button, and when the bell comes up, click all, and you will get notifications as new videos arrive. But big thanks for watching. If you have any questions about anything that you've seen, pop them in the chat or drop me an email to the email address that I put on screen earlier. I might even put it on screen here as well as a reminder. But this is Steve, the British railroader, saying goodbye for now from my model railway room. Bye-bye.